My family and I recently moved from southeast Texas to the north central North Carolina. And so I have ridden some of the rolling hills here near where I live, but I haven't had an opportunity yet to ride in any mountains in North Carolina. So that is my plan today. I'm going to ride over to Pilot Mountain near Winston-Salem, and I'm looking forward to it. It is late September. Temperature is 61 degrees. I did go ahead and layer up a little bit. I thought it was going to be down in the 50s this morning, but it's actually already warmed up to 60, so the temperature is not bad at all. I do have on my chaps and a couple of shirts, and like I said, it's layered up a little bit. It's supposed to warm on up as the day progresses. I had this ride planned for last Saturday, and we had a tropical storm off the Atlantic come up through here. I thought when I moved from southeast Texas to North Carolina we'd be getting away from hurricanes, but that's not the case. Of course, we are considerably farther inland here in North Carolina than we were in the Texas Gulf Coast. But still, you can get high winds, and you know, hurricanes can spin off tornadoes and things even after they come ashore. But we had very light wind and a decent amount of rain. Wasn't bad at all. But I postponed the ride for 1 week. Now, I was in southeast Texas 20 years in the biker community there. I had lots and lots of friends in the biker community. And so when, you know, I post a ride, still might only have 3 or 4 show, as many people as I knew, or sometimes we'd have way more than that. But I haven't been in North Carolina very long yet. I have already got plugged in a little bit to the biker community here. I've made some biker friends in North Carolina. I'm not aware of any of them that are going to be able to make the ride today. I will go to the Kickstand Up location and see, you know, if anyone, you know, is able to show. And when, of course, when it's time for Kickstand Up, I roll out. So we'll see. In typical Bodie fashion, I should be way early to the Kickstand Up location. I especially think if, you know, you're the one that's playing the ride, you need to be to the Kickstand Up location early. Because I'm one that usually early everywhere I go, and sometimes it's unsettling to arrive at a Kickstand Up location and the one, sometimes I'm so early no one's there, but if, you know, sometimes you get there early and the one who's playing the ride is not there yet. I remember one time we were actually just one highway over. I think we were at the posted location, but the ride planner and most of the other ones were at the other location. And but you know, we got time for Kickstand Up, and there wasn't but about 3 of us there, and I'm calling the one who planned the ride to discover that most everyone else was at the other gas station at a, you know, local intersection there. So, you know, that happens sometimes. Matter of fact, when I tried to put the address in for this Kickstand Up location, my navigation couldn't find the address, so I just put the center of town. Hopefully that won't throw me off too bad. We're going to be at a convenience store at an intersection on the freeway. And I did that there in, I think it's where am I going? Hillsboro. I forgot where I was going there for a minute. Kickstand Up location is Hillsboro. I picked that location because I'll be going through there depending on, I guess, which navigation you follow. Sometimes Google will take you one, or I guess that's Google Maps, will take you one way and your navigation will take you another. But it looked like I was going to be going through Hillsboro anyway, and most all of my new biker friends live in the Raleigh area, so that give them an opportunity to meet up with me if they're able to make the ride. If they don't, I'll scout this ride out, and it may become an annual ride. You know how it is when you're part of a group. You find some really cool rides, you go on those rides about a year later, You know, you invite your friends and you repeat the ride, and some of those you do year after year. Certainly in Southeast Texas, we had a number of rides that we did about once a year, and you know, you just enjoy it every time. So I'm looking forward to checking out a real mountain here, checking out Pilot Mountain, and I thought I'd bring you along on my little adventure. If you enjoy the content, be sure and like and subscribe, comment. If I know there's tons of great roads in North Carolina, Virginia, some of the other neighboring states. So if you've been on some epic rides here in this general area or over in the Appalachian Mountains, be sure and comment down below. Obviously, I wanted to tell of the Dragon and so many of those, the Blue Ridge Parkway, so many of those rides I hear are just really incredible. But I'm excited today just to be able to get over here to Pilot Mountain and check it out. So stay tuned and see how my little ride goes. Well, I'm about 2 miles away, and I've been riding in and out of fog. They tell me I stopped at an overlook back there, and I said, I can't. There were a couple of bikers there, a couple of CMA guys, and I said, man, it's a scenic overlook, I don't see anything. And they said, well, if it wasn't for the fog, I'd be able to see Pilot Mountain from that scenic overlook. The fog has been coming and going. Right now it's lifted a little bit, but at times it's been pretty foggy, and I could not see Pilot Mountain at all. Here's the exit, Pilot Mountain State Park. Oh, good thing I got to my kickstand up place early, and I don't know my way around. I had a convenience store address. First, I couldn't find the address on my navigation on my motorcycle. I found it using my phone. Actually, I went to the wrong gas station first. I went just past it, and I thought, well, this doesn't look right. Turned around and went back another 3 miles down the road the wrong direction. I said, well, this isn't right. Got my phone back out, and I got back to the kickstand up spot. And like I said, I wasn't really anticipating anyone making the ride with me today, so I am by myself. Most of the time I have my 15-year-old son with me. Some people enjoying the outdoors here. I usually have my 15-year-old son with me, but he's not with me on this ride today. Oh yeah, I see some mountain there in front of me. Yeah, it's going up into the fog. Going up into the fog. I noticed some of the state parks here in North Carolina, you do not have to pay an entry fee. I'm sure there's some you do. I'm guessing this one will probably have an entry fee, but it's just a guess. Like I say, some do, some don't. Apparently, I would have been able to have seen the mountain a couple of miles back if it wasn't for the fog. Pilot Mountain State Park. Caution, drive slowly. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, that parking lot is full apparently. They've got the yield sign. I guess they'll yield. I can't believe I'm right here on the mountain and can't see it for the fog. Kind of the story of my life. Okay, here's another parking lot. Maybe you didn't have to pay to get in. I haven't paid so far. There is definitely a parking lot. I don't know where. I bet just go into the parking lot. I thought the road might go somewhere. Go inside here and imagine you can hike up. I'm sure. Oh yeah, there's the mountain behind me now. Lift my camera up there maybe where you can see it. If I'd had my son with me, we would have definitely planned on doing some pretty good hiking today, but by myself I may not do any hiking. Alright, I'm going to go in here to the visitor center, check things out. Well, the fog is lifted. There's a view of Pilot Mountain. Apparently there is a parking lot up there at the summit, but the parking lot's full, so right now it's closed. Probably have to come during the week or earlier in the day, or maybe later in the day, to be able to drive up near the top. So I'm going to get on my bike and see if I can find some roads here around the mountain to get some more views of it. Now that the fog's lifted, I'm hoping from different directions I'll be able to see it. There's another view of the Pilot Mountain. As I said, I'm going to see if I can find some other angles of it, views of it from the surrounding roads, if there are any. I'm really disappointed the parking lot there is closed. I can't ride to the top. But I'll have other opportunities to come back. I may go over and check out the Hanging Rock State Park. I don't think it's too terribly far from here. Now that the fog is lifted, maybe if I go back to that scenic overlook I was at earlier, I'll be able to see more. Oh man, that road there is closed. It looks like that would have been a cool road to go up. Yep, that would have been a cool road there. Well, at least I got to see it down at the base of the mountain. Back out here on the interstate. See if I can find an exit and maybe some little country back roads. Well, I took my jacket off and my long sleeve shirt off and my chaps off. It's up to 75 degrees. That wind still feels a little cool. I might should have left my long sleeve shirt on. Of course, I've still got my t-shirt on. Yeah, when you don't know what the weather's going to be like, it's always good to wear layers of clothes or take extra clothes in your saddlebag, because you never know when it will turn off cold or cool, especially this time of year. Let's see if I can find an exit. Let's see if I can, there's an exit coming up in 1 mile. If I can find back home we'd call it a county road, wander around a little bit. Because at least with my navigation, if I get lost, I can always just put the home address in and find my way back. Yeah, here's an exit ramp. I'll see where it'll take me. But I'm glad the fog lifted, or I wouldn't have been able to see the top of Pilot Mountain at all. When I first got there, it was in the clouds. But they lifted enough for me to take some photos with my camera. Go to the right here and see where this goes. Unless the fog drops again, maybe I can see it from some different directions. I'll need to pull over here, and I'm going to try to check out the Hanging Rock State Park. I'll want to pull over and put that address in my navigation, decide if I want to go there on the way home. Yeah, I should have left the long sleeve denim shirt on over my t-shirt. It is rather cool. Well, yeah, now the top of Pilot Mountain, I just got a little view of it, is back in the clouds. If you could tell from the video, the top section of it looks pretty rocky. There's some nice twisty roads though. Even if I don't get any better views of Pilot Mountain, at least I'm getting to enjoy twisties. Oh good, I can turn back to the right, maybe get a view of it. See, the locals probably know what back roads to take. It's a disadvantage when you're new to a place. Oh man, that would have probably been a pretty good view of it, but it's back in the clouds. Yep, there's a cloud sitting on top of the mountain. Yeah, this would be a nice nice scenic shots, but it's definitely back in the cloud. The rocky part is there on the top. Yeah, I guess I'll have to come back during the week. I'm going to ride to the parking lot at the Pinnacle. Yeah, it looks like I'm going, I guess I call this the backside, because the park you would think would be considered the front side of the park where the freeway is. So I am out on a little county road. There's a lot of trees, so I'm not getting, it didn't get a constant view of the mountain, and as I've already said, the clouds are not cooperating. Private drive. Don't want to go up anybody's private drive. We did that one day close to home, looking for a hiking trail, and ended up down somebody's long driveway, and no one came out. You know, we obviously turned around and went back. It was the way our navigation was taking us, and maybe there was a entryway to a hiking trail there, but it looked all like private property, and I'm definitely not cool with hiking on someone's private property. My understanding, out in the desert Southwest, you have a lot of public land, which would be kind of cool. Of course, there may be enough public land out there you could get lost on, and it looks, well, desert Southwest climate. North Carolina is such a beautiful state. So I got to see Pilot Mountain, even though I didn't get to ride on it. So I've still yet to ride on a mountain in North Carolina. I know there are plenty of mountains in the western part of the state, and I will eventually get there, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna get there. Oh, there, oh my goodness, there was a nice view. I don't know if you could see it on the camera. Then, of course, the trees block the view. These poor folks here, all these tourists driving around. Well, of course, there's not a lot right here where I'm at. I guess everybody goes to the state park. Looks like I'm going to get a nice shot of it here if the trees do not block the view. Yeah, it's just behind that crop of trees. Oh, there's a stop sign, so hopefully my camera will pick it up. Yep, there's a nice view of it. I don't know how much the camera's getting. These GoPros are pretty good, but with the wide lens, but sometimes stuff at a distance. Of course, mountains, they never, photos never do them justice, as they say. Oh, I wonder where this little road goes. Is that a private road? Doesn't say. It kind of looks like a private road. Guess I'm gonna find out. I couldn't tell. I may be turning around in somebody's driveway. Yeah, this might be a public road. There are a lot of old houses, old cabins, old barns. Many are, you know, dilapidated. I want to keep saying I'm going to start carrying my Canon camera around with me. Now, this is definitely a public, oh my goodness, there's a shot of it. These definitely look like public roads, so I guess I'm good. Yeah, there's a nice shot. Hopefully, again, you can see it in the camera. Man, can you imagine owning a home here where you could sit on your porch and have that for the backdrop? That is absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully I'm holding my chin up high enough. The camera's mounted on the chin of my helmet. So in the videos, it looks like I'm looking through the windshield. I really look over the windshield because obviously my eyes are higher than my chin. Yeah, there's a really nice shot. Now here, I may end up at a dead-end street, or no outlet, I guess they'd say. At least it's got a regular place to turn around. I'm not having to turn around in somebody's driveway. I can get this big bike turned around. Indians are definitely longer than Harley-Davidson's comparable models, so it takes a little more room to do a U-turn on an Indian. Oh, there's just so many beautiful places here in North Carolina, and I've just begun to venture out of the county we live in. Been here a whole 2 months now, and it's a biker paradise for sure. Of course, a lot of the United States you could say that about. Well, I'm glad there's some more shots of it up there if you can see it. I'm glad I came around this backside. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to come early during the week so I can ride to the parking lot up on the pinnacle there of the mountain. But it is gorgeous. And I'm so glad the fog lifted. Would have been disappointing, as foggy as it was earlier, all I would have saw was the bottom of a hill. That's what it would have looked like. So I think I'm gonna pull over, put the address in for Hanging Rock, if it's not too far out of the way. A lot of cyclists, hikers, runners. This is the great, beautiful outdoors. Alright, well, I'm gonna stop my recording here so I can pull over and I'll put in another address. Well, Hanging Rock State Park is only 4.7 miles away, so I'm definitely going. But I have a check engine light flashing. That's never happened before. I've got 57,000 miles. Of course, maybe I can kill the motor and re-crank it. That may go away. I don't know what's going on there. But I'm heading over to the Hanging Rock State Park. There is a view of Pilot Mountain from a distance. That's probably what I would have seen at that overlook if it wasn't for the cloud cover. And then there's another mountain up here ahead of me. Actually, it was 17 miles from where I was over to the Hanging Rock State Park. But it's beautiful scenery here. I'm gonna make my way over, see if I can find this other state park. Definitely some real mountains to the left. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm, I don't know, 120 miles from the house. I lost a lot of time where they had the interstate closed down for repairs. I had to do a major detour and kind of wander around there, and I think that was Greensboro. Or I would have been here a lot sooner. Yeah, this is beautiful countryside. There's a little community, little school in the community. I love the curvy roads. So I made it to the Hanging Rock State Park. I've ridden in some North Carolina mountains now. Absolutely gorgeous. Curvy roads, some hills, some scenic views. I think this state park has waterfalls, a cave, of course hiking. The actual Hanging Rock part of it, from the photos I've seen online, really looks scenic. This is one of these I'll have to most definitely bring the family back to, both this one and Pilot Mountain, but I think this one with the waterfalls and the cave, as well as the lookout point, will be something they would all really enjoy. We're just going to have to set a day to do that and come back. So I'm going to get up here to the State Park Visitor Center, probably call, check in with the wife, and start making my way back home. Hopefully when I kill the bike and re-crank it, that check engine light will go off. I'm not throwing any codes, so I don't know what's going on there. It seems like it's running perfectly fine. Yeah, this is hilly, curvy forest. We're definitely going up on a mountain. You may not can see through the trees there at the scenic view. Now in the fall, when all the leaves are gone off the trees, I'm sure this will be a whole different ride. I ended up getting in behind, looks like a Harley Davidson there. Yeah, this is such a beautiful place to ride a motorcycle. I guess this would be fun in a sports car too, but I guess I always said if I ever get too old to ride, I might want a Corvette. A used one, of course. I probably never will afford a new one or could justify the kind of money that it would cost to buy a new one, but sometimes you can run across a used Corvette, or you used to could. I guess you still can, for a decent price. I passed the Corvette Club out on the freeway, there was 6 or 8 of them all in a line going down the freeway together. Well, it says I have arrived at my destination. I never did see a visitor center, but I'm clearly on the state park. I guess I'll just follow this road till it ends. Try to find the little visitor center. They had a nice visitor center over at Pilot Mountain. Beautiful countryside. I got frustrated with that detour. I kept trying to ride parallel with the interstate and go back down to get on. It was still blocked. That went on for forever, and I didn't see any decent detour signs to tell me which way to go, so it did take me much longer to get here. You know, to the point I got so frustrated I almost turned around and went home, and now I'm certainly glad I did not do that. Let's see, some signage. Visitor center this way. I definitely want to check the visitor center out before. I don't know how far the hike is to the actual overview. As I said, I'll wait and do that with the family, unless by chance the overview is right here super close to the visitor center, which it always could be, I suppose. If I can find a parking place. We generally back in because if it's slope, you don't want to push a 900-pound motorcycle up a hill. I might should have grabbed one of those parking places I saw earlier. No, this looks like one here. Well, I'm going to check in with the spouse and start making my way back home after I go check out the visitor center here. Well, after recranking the bike, the check engine light went off, so I don't know what was going on there. So I'm definitely on the way back home, and beautiful mountain roads here, just gorgeous scenery. Having a really good time. Glad I didn't turn around when I got frustrated with the part of the interstate being closed. That was the westbound. Looked like the eastbound was fine, so I don't think I'll have any trouble getting home. So if you like to ride as much as you can, because one day we're all going to be too old to ride.
Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below.